congratulations on beating the fucking Eagles once again. How did that work out for your playoff seedings? I forget how that was.
Well, we ended up moving up a spot, so
Nice.
it was a good victory in that due to Arizona and your buddy throwing some more picks along the way, Mr. Stafford. Both of those teams lost, which just moved the Cowboys up to one spot to number 3. What does that do? Well, it if the Eagles could do the unthinkable, which isn't totally unthinkable because their defense has played pretty well this year. Not last week, but they had a lot of guys. They had a lot of guys out. They were resting guys. They had a lot of guys out. It wasn't going to really affect their seeding, so they didn't take that game all that seriously. That's why the 51-26 Cowboys win over the Eagles was nice to see the offense look like that, but how big of a deal was it really? The Cowboys also didn't have Micah Parsons. They didn't have Trayvon Diggs, so they had some guys out too. They had some offensive linemen missing, so it was both teams playing shorthanded. No Jalen Hurts for Eagles.
They kept Dak Prescott in the game pretty deep, which I was surprised, being eventually winning 51-26. What?
Yeah, he broke the single season touchdown record for the Cowboys. 37.
Congrats.
Romo is now dethroned, who had 35 twice. It is now Dak Prescott with that illustrious honor of. Hopefully, the honor extends past the most touchdowns ever and no championships, kind of like the Brian Kelly syndrome over in Notre Dame.
Yeah.
But most wins, no championships. But so the Cowboys did that. They moved up a spot and they ended up with the San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs. So it's
like a 1980s matchup right there.
Yeah, I mean, almost every time they've played each other playoff wise, it's been kind of like a down to the wire sort of like historic matchup thing. It's a big game. This is a big game for the Cowboys. The Cowboys are 4-10 in the playoffs since they won their last Super Bowl in 1996. And while winning a Super Bowl in 1996 probably sounds pretty appetizing to you, Smitty.
Yes.
Yeah, sounds. You'd be like, "I'll take
playoff game." Sounds appetizing to a Lions fan.
I'll take it. But your last playoff win over the Cowboys, 89, right? Was that
91?
91. Anyway, so there's some talk going on that Mike McCarthy's already on the hot seat, and if he loses, he could be out of his job.
Oh my God!
That's a rumor I heard today. And I thought, isn't that a little premature? I mean, his first year in you got to give him a transition year on that. Year 2, your franchise quarterback goes down after the fourth game of the season, and you're left with the Red Rifle, who also goes down at one point, and you're left with the Nooch. The Nooch was at the helm at one point, the Noochie. So, I mean, I don't think that's true. I think that would be a little
crazy,
trigger happy, especially with what they let Jason Garrett do there for all those years. Now I know he historically was, had a history with the organization, but still.
So is that based on if he lost just this opening round?
Yeah. So
that'd be pretty reactionary.
Yeah. But enough of the rumors on that. How do the Cowboys match up against the 49ers, based on regular season? So it's kind of interesting. The 49ers, we know the Cowboys have the number 1 ranked offense, and that's from a yardage and points scored standpoint. 49ers are the 3rd best defense in the NFL, and that's also, the defense rankings based on yardage allowed per game. They allow about 310 yards per game is where they sit to have that number 3 rating. The only team that's off the charts is playoff contender, the Buffalo Bills, who only like allows like it's like 273 yards a game or something. It's
Wow.
just crazy. It's not even the ballpark of anyone else. They're just off the charts. But the road to victory for the Cowboys really is going to be the ground game. And that's where the 49ers are a little weaker. And for me, if I'm making a game plan for this game, I'm going to make sure I rush the ball no matter what 35 times for clock control, keeping your defense fresh, and wearing down the 49ers defense. And if you can run with any sort of consistency, and you don't have to, it doesn't have to be 5 yards a gain like they were at the very beginning of the season. But if you're getting 3 to 4 yards every carry, and you're sitting at 3rd and 2 consistently, 3rd and 3, less than like a 3rd and 5, that's gonna equal a Cowboys win. I feel strongly that's going to equal a Cowboys win. And the 49ers are a lot more porous at rushing, where it's 103 and a half a game, to where they're at the top of the league in passing defense, with like 206 or something like that. It's crazy. So, something's going to have to give on one of the sides, but the path to victory, the path to having a passing game, is through the running game, which is simple football, but it doesn't always play out.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you start with the passing game to open up the running game, and then they end up eventually feeding off of each other, and it works out. But really, they've got to establish the run early. I think the biggest stat to take away from the regular season, which none of this shit matters now, but the Cowboys defense led the league in turnover differential at plus 14.
Ooh.
The 49ers are -4.
Wow.
So I think the 49ers weakness is they like to put the ball on the ground. They like to, maybe Jimmy G's a little happy throwing some interceptions. And that's how the Cowboys are an opportunistic defense. We see them make great plays, and then we see them give off chunk yardage plays too. We see Trayvon Diggs, because he knows how much makeup speed he has, sometimes let receivers get behind him, and he doesn't quite get there in time. So if they can keep like Deebo Samuel in check for the 49ers, that's probably their biggest threat, and then George Kittle, and keep them in front of them during the game, and take advantage of those opportunities that they have all season. There's no reason for them not to win at home. They're playing at home. We know the offense is usually running on all cylinders at home. So everything to me leads to a Cowboys victory this weekend. And then after that, if you're looking down the road, the rest of the teams.
Careful with that.
I know, but the rest of the teams that they'd be facing off at are all basically the same team defensively. They're all clustered together at like 9, 10, and 11. Everyone who will be left after that. So, if the Rams should somehow beat Arizona, foreshadowing to something I'm going to do in a minute, or we're going to do later. If that should happen, I like the Cowboys' chances in a game against the Rams because of how happy your old friend Matt Stafford is to throw the ball into the double coverage and whatnot for interceptions. So
I've seen it a few times.
Yeah, but I'm not. I think this is going to be a tough matchup. I think this is, as far as I'm concerned, this is the toughest matchup they could draw from a defensive standpoint right off the bat. So if they get through this, it'll be a lot easier for the offense after that.
I see.
So that's my take on the game. The Cowboys are 3-point favorites. I think it'll be a 10-point victory.
10 points. Wow.
Yeah.
You'll be celebrating. Is that Saturday or Sunday?
That is Sunday at the 3:00 game.
All right.
Sunday night is the Chiefs.
Nice.
The Chefs.
Were you going to get into the other playoff games?
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Now, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Here are my picks. This is against the spread this week. The Raiders are plus 5.5 over the Bengals. The Bengals are at home. The Bengals easily cover that.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The
Plus.
Bengals are 5.5 point underdogs. They're gonna win that easily. They're gonna cover that easily. Patriots at the Bills. Now this is an interesting matchup because the Patriots have played the Bills tough this season. However, I think the Bills defense is going to rise to the occasion and they're going to be able to cover that 4 points.
Oh, you're betting against Bill.
I'm taking the Bills against Bill for some Bills.
That's tough.
A lot of Bills involved there.
Too many Bills.
Eagles at the Bucks. The Bucks are negative 8.5. I like the Eagles to cover.
Yeah.
Not saying the Eagles are going to win, but I think the Eagles are going to be able to cover that. So at plus 8.5, you're getting 8.5
for a playoff game. That's a big spread.
You're getting 8.5 points even before anyone's done anything, so that's not bad. 49ers at Cowboys. I already expressed my thoughts on that. -3. That's basically a pick 'em. I'm going with the Cowboys by 10. Here's one. I'm gonna go get the Steelers, who I can't even believe made the playoffs. They tied the Lions earlier this year. They're not a very good football team. They have to travel to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. The Chiefs are -12.5. I don't think it's even close. I think the Chiefs will probably win this game close to like 3 touchdowns. It's not even gonna. It's gonna. That 12.5 is hilarious. They're definitely going to win by 14.
Wow.
If not more. I mean, the Steelers are not good. They shouldn't even be in the playoffs.
I've seen it. Yeah, they barely got in. They almost didn't. If that Chargers Raiders game ended in a tie.
Yeah, if it ends in a tie, they don't get in.
One of the greatest games I've ever seen.
And then the last one, Monday night's game.
I forgot about that. There's Monday night playoffs. That is fucking crazy. What do you think about that, by the way?
I don't think this first round it really matters all that much. Well, I don't mind stretching it out to 3 days versus 2-3 game days. You know what I mean?
Well, as long as there's not a 2-day advantage of rest or preparation for their opponent in the next week. That's the only thing I can think of. Like if somebody played on Saturday, they don't play till Monday.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. I mean, I'm
sure they've taken that into account, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, Monday to Sunday is not awful.
No, that's fine. But if somebody played on Saturday and then they played, they've got an extra 2 days to potentially.
Yeah, of rest. Yeah, of recovery. Right.
I don't know if that's significant. It'd be very different than what anyone's ever been used to during the playoffs, I guess is the point.
Yeah, and I think it works like both ways too. Then you also take off another. You don't know who your opponent is necessarily. In the NFCs, teams aren't going to know who's playing who, unless the Eagles upset the Chiefs or the Eagles upset the Tampa Bay. Then the Eagles are playing Green Bay, so Green Bay can start planning. But then you're not going to know. Arizona, LA, you're not going to know who you're going to plan for. Both teams lose a couple days of planning, but then again, that evens itself out. So, but the Cardinals are traveling to LA. LA is a 4-point favorite. I think the Cardinals are just going to win this game outright.
Well, we've never seen Matt Stafford win an NFL playoff game, so that would follow precedent.
And historically, the Rams, and McAfee are not. They always have bad ends of the season, so I don't think it. I mean, the whole second half of the season looked exactly like it did when Jared Goff was there. Jared Goff was like a great fantasy quarterback for like 8 games, 7 games, and then completely shit the bed the rest of the time. So,
he did make the Super Bowl one time, though.
No, I know he did make the Super Bowl, but like so did Doug Williams for Washington and won it, and so did
Doug Williams.
So did
17.
So did Rex Grossman made the Super Bowl too. So I mean,
that's a better argument.
Take
Touche. You win.
Yeah. So anyway, I like Arizona with the +4 in this.
Nice.
I think they're actually just going to win the game. So
I'm not going to disagree with any of your gambling advice because I have none of my own. The only one I'm surprised by is just the spread alone. Is how could Cincinnati be an underdog at home to the Raiders? Or did I misunderstand that?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's because I shouldn't have said that. No, the Raiders are getting 5.5.
Oh, okay.
Cincinnati's like a 5.5 point favorite.
I see. I just misunderstood.
Yeah, I did it. I did it in the wrong order.
I'm not up on this gambling league.
Yeah, I know. Well, you're going to be a crafty veteran
I'm going to get a crash course in Vegas in a week and a half.
At mid 60s type weather on the look ahead forecast.
Nice.
So that should be nice.
Nice. Bring the shorts and flip flops.
Nice. That's a nice. So those are my picks for the weekend, and I think for shits and giggles, I'm gonna do one of those $5 just pick all those teams and see what happens.
Parlay, let me know.
Yes.
Let me know if I should get in on this. If you like how it's looking.
No, I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you jinx it again.
I was gonna say maybe we can fund this podcast for the next year or so.
Word Hole Media.